Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for our final webinar for quarter two. Today we'll be covering some exciting new releases on our VIGI range. That will be some of the cameras and some of the features that's coming on the software side, on the VIGI side as well. Then we're going to take a small little break, and then in quarter three, our first webinar will then start again on the 16th of July, and we'll restart the series. There will be some differences on some of the topics, but mostly we will cover the same. There is a Q and answer button for those that don't know yet, but let me just introduce myself first. My name is Adele. I am from TP-Link South Africa. I'm the B2B sales manager. This is Francois. He is the pre-sales in the Umada and VIGI range at TP-Link South Africa. Right, so afterwards we'll do the question and answer session. You'll see right next to the chat button. There is a Q&A. You can leave your questions there. We will answer them after the session, and you can also post anonymously if you want to. Great. I'll give over to Francois. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. Let's get started. Just once again, obviously, thank you for joining us. In this session, as Adele mentioned, we're going to be looking at, what's new in the VIGI ecosystem, as well as new features, new features on the software side, some AI enhancements, and, just obviously a broader range of what's new and what's coming up in the VIGI. And obviously we all know VIGI with the VMS, was great centralized management. One of the biggest things is that we will be updating the VMS to actually have a essentials and a standard version. The standard version will then be, the version that supports, more of the higher features, and that will then be a paid for system. However, still on the essential side of things for the VMS, you will still have unlimited management scale, so unlimited devices as well as unlimited sites. And you will still have generally, all of the basic functions still from the cameras. Okay, so just, quickly an overview, looking at what's new. So we're going to be discussing two new products, which will be the LPR camera and the PTZ. I think everybody has been patiently waiting for it. So yeah, let's get into it. I think the first one, obviously the VIGI LPR. This will obviously be launched hopefully soon. It really is getting to that point where, we've ordered the stock. So we'll do a little bit of testing and then we'll finally launch it. It will be a 4 megapixel at 2.7 to 13.5 mm lens. So it won't be a, long distance. It will be more for your, just for access control and like parking management. But yeah, so looking at it, obviously built-in microphone still has the storage, for an SD card, the slot for SD card, and obviously it is suited for outdoors. As I mentioned, the two use cases, obviously access control. So putting it at the boom gate, as the car drives in, it will then obviously pick up the license plate and then, give access. This can be used in different ways beforehand. If a VIP is coming or someone, you want to add them into the system beforehand. So when they get there, it will just open and let them in. You can then add that in from the system itself. And then, as soon as they arrive, it will then open the gate. And then as well as parking management, as mentioned, we do support the API integration. So what's really nice about it, you can actually then use that to, as soon as it captures a license plate, you can then use that to then send the information through to third-party software, and then that can then be used for counting. So you can then connect it up to a board that shows how many parkings are left, when cars drive out. Obviously, that will then minus from the system. So there's a lot of integration that is possible as we support the API and the SDK. It will just give the entire, the whole management system a little bit better from the LPR side. Next up is our VIGI Speed Dome, or as we all know, the PTZ, so pan tilt zoom. This will be a 4 megapixel, 25 times zoom And as you guys can see, the pan and tilt range, pan will be from 0 to 360 and tilt -20 to 90 degrees. So yeah, very excited. It will also come, the LPR and the PTZ will come with the inputs and outputs. So on your alarm side, you'll have 2 inputs, 1 output, as well as with the audio. And then on the PTZ, we actually have the RS485. So if you need to connect a third-party PTZ controller to it, you are able to do that through the RS485. This will also still support the storage, the SD card storage. Once again, just adding a little bit more effectiveness into the actual device, as well as support the auto tracking. What is really nice is you'll be able to actually use static cameras to then trigger the PTZ to go to certain presets. So if we're setting it up in a parking lot, we can actually then use that, have 4 different static cameras and the PTZ. So as soon as one of the static cameras picks up any motion or movement, it will then obviously trigger the PTZ to go to that preset, and it will then start tracking the either human or vehicle until it can't see the object anymore. Just obviously, as I mentioned, so we'll have the intelligent auto tracking. It will automatically track humans and vehicles. You can determine which one you want to track. It will be on a first detection. If it picks up a human, it will then basically just keep following that human until it loses focus completely, and then only it will switch to the next target. So it will be in that base of just first object first, and then once it loses that object, it will then focus on something else. It will also have the active defense, so it will obviously have the lights. So if someone is walking there, it will then trigger and actually have the red and blue lights, as well as LEDs, which will then light up the area that it's covering. Okay, then just looking a little bit obviously more on the softer side. So that is what is coming up for the hardware. On the software side, I think it's always important to stay ahead of AI, with AI detections. So we're always improving our AI detections, especially with us introducing the PTZ and the auto tracking. It's always nice that when new products come out, we obviously have to update the software and ensure that it really continues developing as we move through the products. So just quickly looking at obviously from the software side, we will be updating the audio. So just improve audio compatibility with the G711 ULAW encoding. So obviously just a little bit easier and more effective on the actual audio encoding. OnVIV two-way audio support. So if you're connecting it to a third party, it will support the OnVIV two-way audio. So from any third-party NVR, you'll still be able to use the communication through our actual cameras. We're also improving the exporting time. So from increasing so that you can export the data a lot faster, as well as obviously with the ARC. Introduction of the ARC system, so if you're connecting it to HDMI, it will improve obviously that display, and as well as the sound and everything through the HDMI port. Then on the API enhancements, obviously with the new software coming, we will start integrating obviously all that into the software, as well as more added features and functions that you can then take that information from our open API, push that into your third-party software, and actually do a lot better and a lot more from just from our system. And then just one key disarming. This is a really nice feature. So obviously you can always set up your time zones when you want devices to trigger, what time, from what time to what time. And what's really nice about this, if for example, you set it from 10 at night to 6 in the morning, if you are coming home late, you can actually disarm that really quick and easy from the app, to ensure that when you're getting home late after the time that it's activated, you can quickly disarm it all, get inside, and then arm it back up. So you're not interrupting your system, and by going manually changing the times, you can easily disarm and arm the devices again. Okay, then looking a little bit more on the software side of the VMS and on the NVRs itself. We'll be discussing quite a few things local, obviously the LPR integration for the API. That obviously will be done from the third party, and we'll ensure that once the LPR is actually fully tested and ready, we will ensure that we incorporate it with Syntel and Sniper, so that we ensure that the device, you can just install the LPR and it will already be connected to those third-party native systems. We also will be looking at the new GUI for the NVR, our POS integration. On the case management, it will just really improve a lot on the organization, the tracking of the incidents and events. So adding a little bit more structure, to the workflow, acknowledgements, on events. So if you're using it in a control room kind of a situation, you'll be able to then just track it a little bit more effectively, as well as the hard drive health. So monitoring will be improved as well to ensure that you get a notification when the hard drive is going bad, as well as some AI search optimization. But a few more things as well. I think a really big thing is ANR, so automatic network replenishment. This is a really great feature. If a lot of the times, you've got to switch uplinks to the NVR from the switch might fail. The device cables might be a little bit faulty, so the device still has power, but it doesn't have network connection. As soon as the camera cannot speak to the NVR, it will actually then switch over to record locally on the SD card. So instead of us pushing and going, on the recording to the NVR, it will see there's no connection, and it will start recording on the SD card. Once that connection is actually restored, it will copy the footage from the SD card back onto the NVR, so that you are ensured that you actually have that footage. It just really adds another layer of ensuring that your footage is always there. No point in having a system if it fails and you're not even aware of it failing, and you lose that recording. It could be a crucial time. We'll also be introducing our cloud backup. So it will be a paid for service, but you'll be able to store your data on the cloud. Once again, just adding more effectiveness to the storage to ensure that your data or your footage is always there when needed. Adding to that, also with the VIGI Net HDD, we will allow you to actually from the camera directly record onto any storage network path. So whether that be a storage server or a NAS device, you'll actually be able to record directly from the camera onto that NAS or storage side. What's really nice about that is you can have it still record on the NVR and record onto the hard drive, on the network hard drive, and that will ensure that you have double recordings. If either one fails, you still have the other one as a backup. So it really increases, once again, just the effectiveness of the storage as well as the storage capacity. You can actually just basically add that in as a separate hard drive, and it will keep recording from the NVRs, obviously, as that. There's a few supported models. However, as we developed the software, we will start adding more support into more models, just to ensure, obviously, structured release of all the functionality. Then a quite exciting one is AI detection by our NVRs. So we all know that from our camera side, everything runs on the actual camera. So we have the AI detection on the actual camera, and then that pushes through to the NVR. What this obviously does is takes away some resources of the NVR, so that the camera itself handles the detection and the classification, and then just sends that information through to the NVR. However, with, we all know that it's not always easy to just install one brand. Maybe you're upgrading from another brand, and we all know that the AI loses, compatibility going through different brands. So what we've done is we will develop 2 new models, maybe more going down the line, that will actually support, it will take 4 channels and it will do the AI from a third-party camera. So the NVR will do the AI analysis and then still record based on human or vehicle, and have that AI line crossing or intrusion detection. So this really helps us move away from other brands. If the NVR fails, you can replace the NVR with the VIGI NVR and then still connect up to 4 cameras, and still have some, AI functionality in the actual NVR. So that will allow you to easily move over from other brands to VIGI. Then the next exciting feature is human vehicle filter in playback. So you'll actually be able to filter by human or vehicle events. So not only will you be able to say, I want to see smart events, you'll be able to filter that even more down into, okay, smart events, but only human, and it will only show you the human on the playback bar, human detection or the vehicle detection. So just quickly, quick filtering makes it really simple and easy and fast to find, what you're looking for, instead of spending, 3-4 hours trying to go through the footage to find, a human when there's vehicles detecting another human. So you can basically just put it on human and then go through that footage to find what you're looking for a lot better and a lot faster. An exciting thing on the NVR is our new GUI 2.0. ETA on this is end of Q3. Hopefully we'll get it a lot sooner. I think this is really great. What we've done is taken away from just using, the display from the NVR for live view. We've added a smart bar that will show you, live view, but it will show you all your smart detections, as well as runtime and CPU usage and your hard drive storage. So it's the same, it's still a lot more modern design, but instead of just showing you live view, it will actually show a lot more details on the NVR display as well as not just from the monitor, from the actual interface itself. So I really think it changes quite a lot in just having it for viewing. You can then see a lot more system information at a glance, as well as quick effective playbacks. On the smart bar, you'll be able to see the events that were captured, and then from there, quickly and easily just click and do playback from the system itself. Okay, then we also be introducing POS integration. This will also be end of Q3. We will obviously try as much as possible to get it integrated as many as possible of the softwares. However, obviously we need, software to test with and then do the integration with. But what this will basically do is when you're at a till and they are scanning the devices, it will actually basically record that, capture that information and then display it as an overlay on the footage. So you can see if the toll slip says 10 items, you can actually then see if there was 10 items scanned. Sometimes people forget to scan something or they miss it, but at least you'll be able to then see, okay, they did miss that, or maybe it was intentional. So it just obviously adds to that business analysis and gives you a better oversight of actually, your business, and ensure that products are getting properly scanned. This really adds a lot of more detail into, once again, just taking away from a normal standard camera that's just recording to adding more functionality and feature to this. Then face recognition, so face search, person of interest, this will be added in Q4. I think this is a great functionality that everybody, always wants and needs from a system. As soon as this obviously is launched, it will be available on the NVR, so you won't need the VMS specifically for this. However, if you want to have the recording or displaying on the VMS side, you will then have to use our new standard VMS to actually add that functionality into it. It will once again be the same as the Armada, so it will be a per device license, and then you'll be able to do all of this functionality, from the NVR on the VMS through multiple sites. So if I need to add a person of interest, I can easily do that, for multiple of my sites and add that in so that if this person ends up going to another branch, it will actually then pick it up. And I can use that for time and attendance, or obviously for, searching for someone who might have stole anything from the property. And then if they come back, we can get that notification. Okay, that is what we have from the VIGI side, from the new products. It's just
So that was us today. We're going to open the Q&A session now, and while we wait for the questions to come through, just check in the chat what is happening there. I see there's also a chat. Oh, okay. So we're waiting for some answers. So there's already one. Ivan is asking, LPR cams, can they query criminal database of vehicle license plates that TP-Link offers, or will this be integrated with third-party products? If so, what add-ons do you support?
Yeah, definitely. We will be integrating it with the other systems or the other solutions. As mentioned, like the Sniper and Syntel, we will integrate obviously that functionality or integrate our camera into that software so that it will then be part of the Integrator system, so that it will push through to their database and then obviously pull information from there to actually let you know what if the car if it's on the criminal database.
Okay. So while we're waiting for the next questions, if any other come in, guys, I also want to mention 3 things quickly while we wait. Partner program. So we created a partner program at the beginning of the year, which is on Armada as well as VIGI. On these partner programs, we will get your sales from the distributors, so official distributors. And this only applies to partners and to resellers, not to end users. All right, this is only to partners and resellers. On this, we will pull your sales from their sales data, and we can incentivize you through rebates on these partner programs. Obviously, there will be targets and other requirements attached to this. There definitely be T's and C's that apply on this. But I will set up this targets for you, and I will set up the requirements for you. I do that myself, and we do something that suits your business. From there, we can then calculate your rebates, and you can earn quarterly rebates from us. So if you are interested in any of this, please let us know. You will have our email addresses afterwards, and we can definitely make contact with you and add you to the program. The second thing I do want to add is certifications. I think I did mention it last time. We do offer free certifications. That will be on Armada and VIGI and all our other lines as well. So if you're interested in these certifications, it is free, no cost. You do it online. You write the exam on the online, and your certificate will last you 3 years before you need to renew it. So let us know as well. We can register you, and you do these certifications at your own time. Right, let's just get an anonymous user. The new VIGI portfolio introduces enhanced AI analytics and intelligent surveillance features in real customer deployments. Which AI functions have delivered the greatest operational value and measurable return on investment for SMEs? In which features do you expect installers recommended most often?
Yeah, so we have included a lot of new AI features, functions from obviously the cameras and the NVRs. But yeah, obviously all of this does add, that extra for operational value. So not just having a camera that's there recording, you actually have a camera that can offer a lot more. I think personally, the heat map, showing where customers are going, where they, what areas are the most busiest, that can obviously allow you to, put promotional things in that areas, because customers are always going to be there. People counting really adds a lot obviously, with that, you can add cross-site. So from the VMS side, you can have cross-site analysis. So basically, it will give you the functionality of adding from different branches, which branch is the busiest, which branch has the busiest times, when are the busiest times, ensuring that you have staff available at those times. Features like that really, I think, add a lot. Obviously, the AI detection, normal AI detections like line crossing and things like that help for security, but definitely the heat map and the crowd detection, queue detection, as well as the people counting, that adds more value to the business than any other functionality out there.
Yeah, and then Anonymous, I do also think it all depends on the application. I mean, there's so many features that you can use, but like this, the features he was discussing will not obviously work everywhere. This is more for a retail store. So I do think it depends on the application. But if there's anything or any application that you are doing, please, you're welcome to reach out to us. We can help you and assist you in finding the right solution for your customers.
Okay, any more questions?
It doesn't look like it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. Either Jordan or Sahan from our marketing department will send you guys the presentation again, and she will include our details there as well. Please let me let me know if there is. And I just want to have a look quickly. She says there's questions on the chat. Let me just have a look quickly.
Okay.
Looks like there's questions on the chat.
Can't see. There we go.
All right, there we go. Sorry, guys, we missed the chat. We were looking at Q&A. Jason Jones is asking, will the LPR functionality be activated on the NVR when the LPR camera is connected?
Yes, yeah. So the functionality will be on the NVR. It won't need or require the VMS. So obviously, as soon as we launch it, it will then be activated on the NVRs. It might, need a reset of the hard drive, so it can reformat it to add, space for the database. But yeah, it will be on the NVR. You don't need to add it to the VMS.
And then another question from Jason: Is there? I think he's meaning a special NVR with LPR capability.
Not as far as I'm aware. So far, I think, generally they all have the functionality added to them, just changing from, obviously, once again, the camera will do the actual AI and then push that information through. So we just need to update it so that it supports the database.
Ruan Smith is asking, do you know how much dB the siren on the is on the PTZ?
I am not sure. I will have to check on that and then just ensure that it obviously what the spec is.
Also from Ruan, do you have a list of ARC integrations?
No, not at the moment. If you do need it, I will get that for you and I'll send it through.
Fuzail, Mr. Tikli is asking, will the Net HDD have a fiber connector?
It will be through network. So if you have it connected to a switch, and the switch has a fiber link to the storage device that you're thinking of storing about, obviously that's the way you'll get it. Unless maybe in the future some of our cameras will have fiber connectors on them, but the only way now is just to run it from a fiber from a normal switch through the fiber port to the device that you want to record on.
Okay, then there's a Benediction. He's saying, good afternoon. I'm Benediction, founder of OK. We are building a managed infrastructure practice focused on enterprise networking, CCTV, and businesses, Wi-Fi for SMEs. For companies like ours that want to become long-term implementation and support partners, what qualities do you look for and certified installers beyond technical certification? That's very hard to answer your question. So obviously certification is the most important thing for us at this stage. We do a lot of hands-on training, which we will expect you to complete as well. And then also self-certifications. We definitely, especially for our partners that we sign up, we do require you to do some self-certification, at least one self-certified person in your business as well. And for bigger tiers that we go on our partner programs, we are going to require for you also to have dedicated TP-Link salesperson. That will be a BDM, but that's on the higher tiers as well. So it all depends on your sales and what fits your company as well. So we're welcome to open the conversation with us, Benediction. You will receive our details, Adele and Francois. Just check on the mail that you will receive. And then let's open the conversation and see what we can do for your business. It all depends on the size of your business. Okay. Jason, will the POS integration require a special camera or just any standard S or COS range camera?
Yeah, so that will be from the NVR side. The NVR will capture the information from the pod side, and that will you'll basically tell it which channel to send that information to. So yeah, any camera, it will be more on the NVR side. As far as I know, it will be generally on any of the higher ranges, so not the 1 series. I believe it will be part of the 2 series and up. But once we have confirmation on that, definitely we will ensure that you guys know. But yeah, so any camera, it will just put that information from the third-party POS system and then overlay into which camera you want that to actually be in.
Did you answer this question? You did answer that. Guys, there is now two places that we need to check. I just want to make sure because people are asking on both platforms here. Q&A is also empty. Okay, it seems like we've answered all the questions. Guys, if there's anything else, please email us directly. And thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you on the 16th of July in the next one.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.